We suffer in life because we know what we truly want. We have dreamt about it a lot of times. We have imagined what we want. We have, slept on it. Dream. But then in our physical reality, we decide to settle for less. And then less turns into hell. And that is why we suffer. You know what you want in life. I know what I want in life. I know what I deserve. In fact, I dream about it every night when I go to bed. I'm not dreaming about less. I'm not dreaming about anything lesser than what I deserve. I'm always dreaming about what I want, exactly how I want it, exactly how I have dreamt, or exactly how I have imagined it, exactly how I desire it. That is what I dream about. That is why I go to bed thinking of. So I know what I want. I know what I deserve in life. You know what you want. You might deny and say, okay, I know what I want, but that's not God's plan for me, and that is why I am experiencing what I am experiencing right now. You know what you want. You know what you desire. You know what you truly deserve in life. But guess what you're doing in your physical reality? You are settling for less. And then less will always turn into your hell. You see the hell that you're experiencing in your life right now. You see everything that you're going through right now that you don't like. Everything that is happening in your life right now that you don't like, that you feel like, okay, why is God punishing you? Why is the universe being unfair? Why is life being unfair? Do you know why you're going through it? Because you are steadily picking less. When you are faced with an experience, and that experience is not what you deserve, not what you want, guess what you do? You pick it. You settle for it. You tolerate it. You manage it. And while you're doing that, feeling like, okay, let me just do this now. Let me just accept my physical reality. Let me accept, my present experience. Let me accept what my environment is dishing out to me. Let me accept what the society is doing to me. Let me accept what is happening. Immediately you do that, you are accepting it, you are managing it, you are settling for it. Guess what is happening? You're creating your own personal hell. And what does hell feel like? Yeah, exactly. A lot of people, we settle for less and call it fate. You know why? Because they have been conditioned to believe that they don't deserve anything better. They have been conditioned to believe that their life cannot be any better. In their mind, in their head, in their imagination, they think about something big. They dream about a better life, a bigger life, a more peaceful life, a more stress-free life. But then, in their present environment, their present, reality, that is not what is happening. And what do? They settle for it. They say, okay, since this is what life is throwing at me, maybe this is what I deserve. Maybe this is what or who I am meant to be. Maybe this is how my life is meant to turn out. They settle for it. And the more they settle for it, the more they keep digging a hole or a pit where everything that they want will not come to them, but rather everything that they don't want will come, and they will pick it and settle for it. They will keep digging that pit of settling for less and settling for less, and that is them creating hell for themselves. What I'm saying is something that is happening to almost 80 to 85% of people that exist right now. Everywhere you turn, people are settling for less. Everywhere you turn, people are taking things that they know that they deserve better, but they are taking it, they are managing it. everywhere you look at, because the system has been created in a way that you're automatically made to believe that you deserve less. You never deserve. You see, the things that you imagine and dream about, your true desired reality, this reality has been designed to make you believe that you don't deserve it. This reality has been designed to make you believe, not this reality, this system. The reality has not been designed to be like that, but the system, which you can actually override the system, but it takes time, it takes patience, it takes a whole lot. It takes you going inward, it takes you looking inward, it takes you loving yourself to the point where you are able to be patient enough to get what you truly desire. But most people cannot bring themselves to that point. Most people cannot allow themselves to get to that point, because again, the system has been designed to make them believe that they don't deserve what they want, they don't deserve what they desired about, they don't deserve what they imagine, they don't deserve, every possibility that they have thought about in their, their mind, that dream that they have. They don't deserve it. This reality or this system has been designed to do that. Now, it has been designed to do that does not mean we need to keep this so I can talk well. I need to keep this somewhere. My tripod spots, so I don't have anywhere or anything to use to hold my phone while I make videos. But I'm going to be resourceful, but that is who I am. I am a resourceful being. I can always, find a way. Anyways, back to what I'm saying. Now, the system was designed, to make you believe that you're lesser than what you are experiencing. Like, you deserve less, you don't deserve what you have imagined, you don't deserve what you think that you want. Like, when you come into this particular reality, you come in empty, and when you come in empty, like, you come in fully full of energy, but no conditioning, no programming. You've not gone through any programming, you don't know how this reality operates. You come into this reality empty. Now, that emptiness does not mean that you don't have anything in you. You have everything in you. Now, when you come into this reality and you come in empty, you are coming with pure energy. You are coming into this reality with pure energy that can do anything, energy that can imagine anything, energy that can create anything. That is how we all came into this particular reality. Very powerful, full of energy, full of life, full of dreams, full of desires, full of a lot of things. And gradually we go through the system, we go through every system that has been created. They say they created this system for us to be able to communicate with each other. They created a system for you to be able to understand how this reality works, how earth works, how for you to understand the economic system, how for you to understand, the political system, the religious system, how for you to, they said all these things are created for your own good, but no. They were all, there's one word I want to use. They were all carefully created to cut you off that your pure energy. See that energy that you came into this reality with, that pure energy, that true pure energy from the source, from God, that hasn't gone through any programming or conditioning. To cut you off from that particular energy, they put you through this programming. You go through educational system, where they teach you things that are not necessary, things that you're not going to use in life, things that cannot even help you. Once you become adult, you understand what I'm saying. Once you're an adult that have gone through the system, you know what I'm saying. They put you through that particular condition in that educational system, and they teach you things that you don't need to know, things that will not serve you, things that can only program you and limit your mind, things that will place you exactly where they want you to be. You go through it. And if you're unlucky, like some of us that came into this reality and we came, to a household where they have already been indoctrinated, into a religious system, you come into this reality, they indoctrinate into a religious system. That religious system also limits your mind, cut you off that source, that pure energy, that pure creative energy, that energy that is unlimited, that energy that is full of possibility, that energy that can dream and make anything come to pass. they cut you off that particular energy. Now, the more you go through these particular systems, the programming that has been created, the programs that have been created, education, religion, economic, your system, your society, your environment, your family, once you interact with all these things, because everything that you interact with and exchange energy with it, anything that you interact with and you exchange energy with this thing, and you consistently do it, suddenly becomes who you are, suddenly become part of your belief system, and subconsciously it starts creating your reality. Now you go through all those things, gradually you're losing yourself, gradually you're losing your pure energy, your creative energy, your energy of unlimited creativity. You're losing your that power of possibilities that you have. You're losing it gradually. You're becoming a human. You're practically becoming a human being. You're practically becoming more matter than wave. You're becoming more solid, instead of being in a state where you can flow, a state where you can let things go, allow things come in. That's a state where you can expand, where you can keep expanding. You become solid, and that solid is limited. And once you become that person, that is when you start settling. That is when you start settling for whatever it is that you see, like whatever comes your way. You just like, okay, I think this is what I am meant to have. And they call it fate. People will call it fate. People will say, okay, my life was actually destined to be like this because this is how God wanted it to be, because God have something, God have something. Most religious people believe that their blessings or their reward are in heaven because of, again, that conditioning. Now let's stop talking about religion. Let's talk it in a way that is general, so that if you're not religious, you're religious. If you're spiritual, whatever it is that you understand what I'm saying now. Once you become that person that has been programmed, that has a limited mindset, that no longer dream, that no longer imagine, and maybe when you imagine, there is always doubt, there's always this is impossible in your mind, there's always this cannot happen, because your present environment is telling you that that's not possible, because you're limited. Your present situation is telling you that whatever it is that you think that you want to create or make possible in this life, it's not possible, because this is who you are, this is what you deserve. You start settling for less. You start settling for less in your relationships with people. You settle for less in your career. You settle for less in every freaking thing that you do. You want people to see you, you want people to validate you, you want people to love you, you start seeking for external things to make you feel whole. But when you came into this reality, you were whole. When you came into this particular life, you had it all. You never needed anybody to love you, you never needed anybody to validate you, you never needed anybody to tell you, that this is what is possible and this is what is not possible, because your mind was empty. And when I say empty, it was not sport, or it was not it hasn't been, what's the right word, when I say infiltrated, it hasn't been penetrated. That's the right word, but you get what I mean. It's empty, full of energy, full of pure, unlimited energy. But now this is who you are, and this is what you think you deserve. This is what you think you can have, the bare minimum. People not putting effort, you accept it. People not regarding the things that you say or do, you accept it. People not my mind is becoming blank. But anyways, I feel like whosoever has watched to this point gets what I mean. Why you're suffering, why we keep suffering, is the fact that we keep going round and round and round and round and round in circle, and that particular loop is hell. The hell that we have used our hand to create for ourselves after going through the conditioning, the programming, you know. Now we are creating reality where we are going through this loop, this circle of settling for less, and the more we're settling for less, the more reality is giving us more evidence that yes, you deserve less. Because whatever it is that you are within is what is reflected in your environment. Whatever it is that you believe about yourself is what you see in your physical environment. Whatever it is that you know about yourself, you accept about yourself, whatever it is that you think you deserve in life is what you're going to keep experiencing. And that is how you keep going through that loop of hell again and again and again and again. And that is why you suffer. That is why we're suffering. Like I said, you can have better. You can actually create whatever it is that you want to create, but it takes time, it takes patience, it takes you loving yourself to see an unimaginable extent. And when I mean loving yourself to the point where you realize that whatever it is that you know for sure, whatever it is that you believe for sure that you deserve, you can have it. Trust me, you can have it. Whatever it is that you want to create, there is nothing that is impossible. That's the point. There is nothing that is actually impossible in this life. The only thing stopping you from getting what you want or getting what you desire is you. Trust me, you are the one stopping yourself. And when people hear this coming from other people's mouths, I know that you don't understand it. I actually did not understand it at one point, you know, when I was having my awakening. Like, before my awakening, let me not say when I was having my awakening, let me say before my awakening, because during my awakening I started understanding that you're the one stopping yourself. Now, before my awakening, when I hear people say that you're the one stopping yourself, I'm like, why would I do that? I like myself, I love myself. Why would I be stopping myself from having the life that I want? You know, I was just like, nah, I don't understand. Nah, this is not real. This is just, you know, bullshit. This is just people trying to, you know, say they're motivating you, but they're saying trash. But then during my awakening, I started understanding you are the one actually stopping yourself from actually having what you want, what you desire, what you actually really think that you deserve. You're the one stopping yourself. How? By your belief system. Now, most people don't know that subconsciously, your mind does not agree that desired reality that you want, you can have it, because of the limited mindset. Subconsciously. Now, consciously, you might be saying that I want this, and you know, you try all your efforts, you know, try putting in action to actually get that thing, and you never get it because you're chasing it. You're putting more energy into that thing because you say you want it, but you're not going to get it. Your subconscious mind does not believe that you can have it, and that is why you're putting in more physical effort to getting it than actually putting in the main effort, which is within. Now, if you want something and you know within yourself that you want that thing, and you truly believe it, that within yourself you can have that thing, you're not going to put in efforts to get it. It will come to you. You become the magnet. You attract it. It will come to you. You put yourself in alignment to that particular thing that you want, and you get it. It is that simple. I know it doesn't sound that simple. Even me that is saying it right now, sometimes I forget that it is that simple, but that is it. That is what life is. Now, how are you stopping yourself from getting it? Your mind. It doesn't believe. Now, a lot of people will say, but I've prayed about it a lot of times. I have been praying about it and it's not coming. Maybe it is not meant for me. Maybe, nah. There is nothing that you want that is not meant for you. See, anything that you want in this life, be it good, bad, whatever it is that you want in this life, you can actually have it. There is nothing that was programmed for you. Everything is yours. Nothing is yours. That is how life is. Everything can be yours. Everything cannot be yours. Like, it is how life is, depending on what your level of awareness, depending on your level of belief. You can have everything in this life, or you can have nothing. What does your subconscious mind believe? Does it believe that you can actually have anything you want? Or is it still doubting that you can't? Your subconscious mind, your mental framework. And it takes a lot for you to actually get to the point where you start realizing that you're the one stopping yourself. And once you start realizing that, it also takes a lot for you to start reframing or reprogramming your mindset to get to the point where you start to believe that this life that you're living right now, everything that you're seeing, everything that you're experiencing is from your own self. And you can actually reframe and reprogram your mind to become whatever it is that you want to become. You see what you call fate, you see what you call destiny, you are the one creating it for yourself. You're the one. So the more you settle for less, the more you deviate from what you actually truly want, from what you know that you deserve. When you settle for less, you are creating hell for yourself. You're going out of alignment. And once you go out of alignment, you start suffering. Emotionally, mentally, physically, suffer everywhere. And I say this because I have caught myself so many times. Like, now that I am aware, I catch myself so many times settling for less. Because of physically right now, I am not seeing what I want. And then in this, my physical reality, what I don't want comes. I'm like, okay, are you sure I'm not just grab this one, you know, and hold on to it since what I want does not come? And guess what? When I'm about to grab it, I remember, nah, this is not what you want. Don't go out of alignment. Stand firm. Be still. Be stable. Be still in your belief that you can get what you want. And I push myself back, and I, you know, go back to the point where I know that whatever it is that I am trying to create will come to me. All I have to do is put myself in alignment to it. When I catch myself going, like, see, it is all happening now, and I am seeing it now. It is very visible to me right now, because now I am aware of the fact that a lot of the time when I suffer, or when I was suffering, you know, back, you know, my past life, I was steadily picking this, you know, this suffering, because I was settling for less. Let me give you like small example. That's a small, quick example. I remember one time, I think this was during my awakening or during my awareness, which is still happening. You know, once you start waking up, it's forever. It's forever. You know, this reality is full of a lot, infinite information, infinite knowledge, infinite everything. So the once you start becoming aware, once you start allowing yourself to expand, it's forever. Okay, so when it started, when I became conscious of the fact that my mind, my life is about to expand, you know, I'm about to become aware of a lot of things that I wasn't aware of. And then I started, you know, catching this awareness, like, you know, when I get new information and it aligns with myself, it aligns with my belief or what my belief is about to be, I hold on to it. Now when I started becoming aware, you know, in the journey, like I started the journey, I remember that there was this particular guy I met. Now during my awareness, like during the first stage of my awareness, I realized that my relationship were all based on of trauma that I have not healed from, and that is why I keep attracting guys that were reflecting those trauma back to me. Now I remember that during that early stage I met a guy, and I told myself I wasn't going to date during this awakening, like during this my awareness journey, because I actually thought that it was something that was going to start and, you know, stop. I thought it was something that a process that would just start and at one point would stop. So I was like, after my awareness like awakening, I'll start dating. I never knew that it was for life. So during that early period when I started dating, not dating, I actually, we didn't date, we're in the talking stage, I realized that this guy was, you know, showing some type of character that I don't like the way he was treating me, the way he was, you know, acting. I actually don't like it. Now past me, before that awakening, I would say, okay, since I like him, you know, I'm attracted to him and we have good chemistry, you know, let me let go of this and maybe I will fix him in the process. That was past me. Now as soon as I started having the awakening, I started having awareness, I was like, okay, this guy, what he's doing, I don't like it. I can't tolerate this, you know. I won't treat the next person like this. I can't treat my partner like this. Like if I'm about to date somebody, I won't talk to the person like this, I won't act in this manner. He was always acting in a manner where I didn't want to go deep into it because this is like another topic for another kind of video. But then you know how this is a man's world and men are always feeling entitled. So he was always acting entitled, that yes, he likes me, like he's falling for me and this, and he wants to be with me, you know, and we have good chemistry, like he's so into me and he knows I'm into him. And he was like, oh, he's even though his action is not showing it, that I should believe his words. And the past me will say, yes, let me believe his word, and you know, along the line I'll fix him and his action will start showing. That was the past me. But then the awakening me, you know, the me that is aware, realize that this is not what I want. And for the fact that I have good chemistry with this guy, or whatever it is I think I'm feeling for this guy, for the fact it is there does not mean that he is the right person for me. Now, I wouldn't be thinking like this when I wasn't awakened. I would accept those attitude, and I would say these are just little things compared to, you know, the chemistry that we have, you know, compared to the feelings I have for him. I would say, let me, you know. But the awakening me realized that this is not, you know, this scenario is not for me. And if I feel like I am so into him, that feeling can change when I meet the right person. Like, I don't have to hold on to that feeling. I don't have to do anything. I don't have to date him and say, okay, let me date him and wait for the next person, the right person. No, I don't have to put myself through that stress or through that suffering. You know, I can actually stop myself from feeling the way I'm feeling, because he is not the right person for me. And for the fact that he's showing me attention or giving me attention or doing whatever it is that he's doing, and for the fact that I have this particular feeling for him, it doesn't stop, you know, me from knowing that he is not the right person for me. I don't know if you guys are getting. I wasn't willing to settle for any red flags. Like, if you are not ticking all the boxes that I have created for the person I want to be with, if you don't tick all the boxes, even though it is just one box that is left for you to tick, like I have 12 lists, I'm just saying, I have 12 lists of the kind of man I want to be with, or the kind of person I want to be with, and you were able to tick 11, and it was like, and it is remaining one. I'm not going to settle because it's just one left. Because if I settle for that 11, skipping that one is going to haunt me for the rest of my life. And that is it. That's the truth about this life. Whatever it is that you're settling for, be it you got a new job and you're in your mind, you want your salary to be 500,000 in a month, 500,000 naira in a month, and you go to the job and they tell you that, okay, they're going to start paying you 250, and with time they will increase your salary. Trust me, you're going to be there, you work for a long time, and they will not increase it, because you have agreed to collect the 250. You have agreed to exchange your time and your services for that 250. And once you agree to it, and that is it, it becomes solid, it becomes your life, it becomes your physical experience for the rest of your life, until you choose to make a change to that. That is what it's going to be like. And let me tell you how life works. You see, when I say all these things, I know a lot of people see, okay, let me not even just go there yet, but there's something about life. Okay, this is how life works. When you decide to take something and you know that this is not what you truly deserve, this is not what you truly want, this is not what you truly desire, and you say, let me take it for the meantime, and what I want will come later, or I will, you know, go for what I want later. This is how life works. You become very comfortable in that thing. Trust me, you become very comfortable in it, and with time, as time goes on, you will practically forget what you deserve and what you truly want, because now you're comfortable in that thing. Now you are, you know, you have, I don't know, I can't express the way I feel. So please never in your life accept, if you know you want to actually live a life where you are able to create whatever, you know, experience that you want, never settle for less, because once you start settling for less, that is where you create your hell from, and that is how you begin to suffer. Stop settling for less. Be it in your career, be it in your relationship, you know, any kind of relationship, friendship, familyship, whatever it is, never settle for less. Okay, Stop putting yourself in a point where you don't get what you want. Like, you don't go for what you want, because that is how you misalign. That is how you go away from exactly what you desire, and that is how you start creating your hair. I actually never thought this video was going to get up to 30 minutes, but yeah, that's all I wanted to say. Okay, so you hope you heard